Well, hi everybody, how you doing? I'm not doing too bad. Business has been a little slow lately, but not too bad. I had a couple of clients in between a few weeks. I'm waiting for a client to actually come pick his machine up. But I haven't heard anything back from him, so I'm going to have to send him another message and find out exactly what's going on. Aside from that, how have I been? Not too bad overall. I ended up getting a new phone, which was something that I featured on my Facebook, but I ended up getting a Galaxy S8 Plus, which is not too bad. I was going to get the S9, but unfortunately I couldn't. Well, wasn't me who was actually getting the phone. It was a present from my dad for my birthday. So that was pretty good of him to get that for me. Phone works pretty well so far. I haven't had any major issues with it. It's a couple of little software glitches, but that's just software glitches. I'm not really worried about those. Aside from that, I've been listening to music. One fucking thing that's annoying me. Every so often it opens up Uber Eats for some reason. I have no idea why. It's just fucking frustrating. So aside from that, everything else seems to be working on it. Also lower the dose on my medication a bit, so because just I was feeling a bit zonked and stuff and things like that, so fairly tired and shit like that. So I needed something. I need to decrease it just to get myself to back to some level of normalcy per se. Okay, so let's have a look here. Everything else on the phone's working pretty well. I've some of the tech stuff and everything. I don't like the Brixby Assistant thing. I'm sort of a little bit reluctant around that. I did have an S8 at one point, but I lost it when I went into hospital. I was unfortunate, but my dad ended up getting me a new phone, so that's a plus side. I can't argue with that too much. I uploaded a couple of videos doing some tutorials and stuff and just talking about the phone and things like that. Specs are not too bad. Everything else works on it just fine. The fitness band has been working reasonably well. It's still a cheap Chinese one, so I may end up getting a Samsung one or something like that at some point. I will see how it goes. I'll see which direction it goes in. Now, aside from that, what's weird? I've got Spotify on here, which I've been playing Spotify for a Bluetooth speaker on my phone, which has been fantastic. My dad recently got a Bluetooth speaker. He wanted a speaker basically to get better sound for the TV and things like that. So we went to Kmart. We got one for $49, which wasn't too bad. It's a pretty good price range, to be honest. Aside from that, I've just been mucking around with the phone, doing a couple of settings, setting up all my software and everything else. Everything is so far pretty good. I can't argue with it too much. Aside from that, I've been mucking around just getting the software right on my computer and things like that. I've been playing a couple of games here and there. Nothing too substantial, but sometimes I don't always necessarily play games when I want to. Sometimes I just play games randomly, depending on how I'm feeling. What else? The phone itself, pretty good so far. I'm not too argumentative with it. I've got two USB cables for it, which is good for charging purposes and everything else. I might get a wireless charger at some point because I know that the Galaxy S8 does actually do wireless charging. Aside from that, what else? Clean up my desk, clean up my room, clean up my workshop. Did a bunch of things with my workshop because my workshop was giving me the shits, to be honest. And I kind of haven't fully done it yet. I actually have to put up some shelves in the workshop, which I'm going to get a friend to help me. There's a couple other things I want to do around the workshop as well, just basically get everything the way I want it. I want to put up a couple of extra shelves on the brick and things like that. My dad's got to get a new drill. Should be alright. So far the phone's been charging pretty well. It's been keeping a regular charge. I've still got my Galaxy S6 at the moment, which I've been mucking around with as well. I don't know, I might end up selling that at some point. What else? I'm hoping to get a new laptop at some point, but this is not until the future, until I have enough money for a new laptop. I'll see what happens towards then, and I'll see how I go. At the moment, I've still got a laptop out there that works. It's just one of the fan's supposed to be failing, but the fan doesn't appear to be failing, so it's sort of weird. Sometimes the fan works, sometimes the fan doesn't. So it's sort of strange. What else? I've been mucking around with the dog, taking the dog for a walk, checking my heart rate and checking my blood pressure and things like that. My blood pressure is below normal, which is good. My pulse rate's not too bad. It's reasonably okay for who I am and body size, everything else, and things like that. So I'm not too bad. I'm going pretty well with pulse rate. Just got to get a blood test at some point. I'll see how that goes. What else? Yeah, aside from that, everything else has been pretty good. I've just been mucking around with this phone, getting used to it. I've been playing some music on the Bluetooth speaker, which is quite good. Fascinating, actually. I find it pretty good to listen to and just listen to music and things like that when I want to. I'm thinking about getting a new set of speakers at some point. Maybe. I don't know. There's a couple of things I want to get. I want to get this USB hub, a couple other things, but we'll see what happens anyway if I have the money for it. But we'll work it out at some point. I'll see if I can get maybe a new set of speakers for my computer. I was thinking about something with Bluetooth hooked into it, so it's got that option and everything else on it, so I can play stuff through it if I want to. Yeah, aside from that, I've been looking into some of the latest tech. I'm into the 32 core behemoth of a processor that's been coming out lately, which is the AMD Threadripper, the Generation 2, which looks pretty interesting and looks pretty fascinating, so I might actually get into some of that later with tech stuff and everything else, so we'll see how we go. I may not. I'm I don't know. I think I'll do a whole lineup of tech and everything else that's come out lately. We do have the 1080s, the 2080s, or 2080 Ti's, which look interesting, but to be honest, a lot of that ray tracing technology hasn't really been developed yet, which is kind of frustrating. A lot of that stuff is still in the works, so I'm kind of like, why would you release a card that's not really going to be fully utilised? It's a bit stupid in my opinion. Aside from that, it's been an okay week. It's my birthday today. Today's the second of December, and I'm 36 years of age, so I'm not doing too bad. 36 years of age, and I do feel it. I feel a little more, I guess. I got pretty drunk on Friday night, so I'm like sitting there. I had a massive hangover on Saturday, and I had a birthday party with my dad. He's about... How old's my dad now? He's like 76, I think. So yeah, not too bad overall. He could be older. I'm not sure. I'd probably have to backdate that and check that. I'm not exactly sure. I knew it was his birthday anyway. We had a barbecue at home. Cooked some steaks, cooked some sausages, cooked some onions, barbecued onions and stuff. Had close family by, stuff like that. That was fantastic. I really did enjoy the barbecue. It was good. Aside from the barbecue, it's been a pretty quiet weekend. Had a couple of drinks on Friday with my friends and just got a bit drunk and stuff like that and things along those lines, and I feel pretty good for it. Aside from that, I've been feeling pretty good otherwise, not too bad. Trying to see if I can cull my smoking a bit to weekends, which I have been. I've been mostly doing it on weekends and stuff like that. Things along those lines. Just trying to stick it to weekends mostly. Just if I have a couple of drinks or whatever, I have a couple of packs of... not pack... Well, sometimes I will have a pack of cigarettes, but I'll have a couple of cigarettes on the weekend just to tide me over, sort of thing. Aside from that, the phone has been pretty good so far. I can't argue with it too much. I've just adjusted the height on my thingo. I've repacked my shelves in here because there was a ton of stuff that was just sitting there that was getting no use, and there was a ton of broken stuff in there that I didn't need. I'm just thinking, what the fuck am I holding onto this for? My desk is a lot neater than it was originally. I've got everything placed out properly. My keyboard died. Now, I think the first thing is probably priority at some point is to replace my keyboard. And I'm looking into getting a same sort of keyboard as I've got a mouse. I've got a Corsair mouse, and I want to get a keyboard that matches that. So I'll see if I can pick up a Corsair keyboard at some point. Dog's having some water. Once I pick up that Corsair keyboard, I should be pretty good. When I've got that Corsair keyboard going and everything else, and I've got that all set up, that'd be good. I chucked a heap of stuff anyway, just random stuff. I had like 3 trash bags worth of crap in my room and it accumulated on my shelves. It was just useless, and I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it away because there's no point in fucking keeping it. There was a few things in my workshed as well. There was a few things in my workshop, which was sort of annoying. They were rather frustrating, to be honest. What do you want, dog? Or Angel. What's he doing? It's a good dog. You probably don't see my dog very often. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh. Here he is. Hello? Hello? Who's Dad? Who's Dad? Where's the camera? What you doing? It's a good dog. You good dog? Good dog? Yeah, I know. I don't pick him up very often. Most of the time I take him for a walk and stuff like that. He's not too bad. My sister picked him up on the weekend. He's actually sort of a combination of my sister's dog and our dog. So it's sort of a combination of the two, aren't you? Huh? You good dog? Look at that. Who's Dad? Who's Dad? I'll let you back down. There you go. He's not too bad. He's a pretty good dog. Most of the time. He can be a bit of a pain in the ass when he barks and tries to get me out of bed. But it's a good thing though. It's a good thing having a dog that sort of reminds you to get out of bed and things like that. So he's not too bad. He's a good dog most of the time. Most of the time, but yeah. Aside from that, I've been feeling a bit more energetic. Just generally I'm feeling more energetic. I'm noticing my mind's a bit clearer. I can articulate things a bit better as well. I'm probably going to get back into a bit more streaming as well, things like that. So we'll see how that goes. With this being on the low dose of medicine, hopefully that should work some of the kinks out. And hopefully I should feel a little bit better and a little bit more clear-minded and more clearer levels of perception as well. It's a lot of things that I wanted back, and kind of having myself on the high dose didn't really help. So, aside from that, I've been just doing business occasionally. Sometimes I get a lot of business, sometimes I get very little, and then sometimes it'll depend. I put some ads up this week anyway. What you doing, eh? What you doing? It's a good dog. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it there anyway. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the last week or so. Got this new phone, as you can see. We can actually see it. Focus. There we go. That's the new phone that I ended up getting, which is not too bad. Overall, I can't complain. It does all my apps and everything else. It's got the temperature apps and everything else on there. As you can see, it's got all my apps, all my technical apps and everything else I use when I'm out in the field. I'm hoping to get a new laptop at some point, but we'll see how that goes and we'll see which direction that heads. What else? It's been pretty quiet otherwise, just trying to keep to myself, I guess, doing my own thing, but I'm also trying to get back into the swing of doing stuff online. The problem was my medication was some of the issue and some of my self-esteem issues, so I have been seeing a therapist every so often just to clear my head and get myself back into the swing of things and stuff like that. So it's alright. Okay. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. I got more videos coming up. If you could just leave us a like, chuck us a subscribe if you're interested in my videos and my contents. I've always got tons of content coming up. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a little bit off, but I don't know, it depends on my mood really. But I think this content's doing pretty well so far. Alright, thank you very much, and I'll catch you. Bye.